Yo, what's going on, everybody? We're gonna be playing Forspoken today, and the demo release, I actually quite enjoyed it. So I haven't played too much of this demo, but I can confidently say that just from the magic, the controls, and the exploration, this game, people are gonna like this game. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is the movement. One thing I've seen people talk about this demo is the movement feels really clunky, and I think that's intentional. I think you're supposed to feel like you actually are Frey, because the haptics right now, you have to play the demo. In the controller, you can feel every footstep she takes. Even when she's using spells, you can feel that from the triggers. When you jump, you can feel it too. When you're running, that it kicks in, and especially when you do the parkour and when you jump too, you feel all of that, and it's supposed to make you feel like you are playing as her, and I think they did a good job with that. It feels pretty cool. Okay, so next we're going to talk about the magic. You have this menu with R1 that pops up, and you can slow down time or just stop time completely and choose what you want. All of these spells are really nice, and they do flow together quite well. There's other abilities that you can use to make things a little bit easier. You have this whip that you can attach to enemies and go towards them mid-combat. It flows pretty well. I think they did a good job with this. It was surprising, because I was hearing that even the combat felt a little off at times, but I think it's just a learning curve, honestly. It doesn't feel that slow. It doesn't feel too fast. It's just right. There's a lot of exploration. There's a lot of picking up items, and there's more enemies. Let me just run away from them. Okay, so one critique I've seen about this game is that there's no people out here. There are people. They've all been corrupted though. Look at them. That's what's left of the people who are outside. So that probably will explain why not too many people travel outside of their damn hometowns, because no one wants to deal with that. All right, so let's talk about this menu here. I know people didn't like the menu. It's got that fish effect, that fishbowl effect going on. I can see why that's distracting. I understand that. You have your journal, you have your map, which, by the way, if you zoom out, you start to kind of get a feel for how big it might be. Let me see. Oh wow, okay, so this map is actually fucking huge. So for the magic, there's a lot of magic, there's a lot of magic upgrades. These are all of Frey's spells, but then you go over here and you have Sila's magic, and she has nothing but fire stuff. There's so much going on. There's gonna be a lot of spells to memorize. That's what I'm looking forward to the most about this game, is figuring out how to use all of these magics on the fly and then really choose which ones to do, whatever situation I'm in, just to help me in battle. It's gonna be pretty interesting, I think. For gear, there's a lot going on here too. There's all these cloaks that they give you in the demo, so you have all this stuff like Valorous, Surge Magic Recharge Rate boosted, improved critical hit rate when HP is high, all kinds of effects that they give you, I guess, and you have to mix and match these with the spells that you're going to be using. I guess it all kind of flows together once you have like a groove going with it. So also another cool thing about this game is that you can upgrade all of your cloaks, all of your items, and there's these little slots here. You can change all of the slots. The one complaint is that this has to do with the UI itself. It's overwhelming to look at all the numbers on the left, and it's kind of jumbled. It feels a little bit jumbled, not too much. It's kind of distracting to look at gear on the right, as big as it is, and then you shift over to the left, and if you look at the level's at the top in the corner really small. Underneath that, I don't know what those points are, and then you see the health and all the other stuff here. It's a lot. Now we have nails, and the nails are kind of like the cloaks but a little bit different. It looks like here you can change the nail painting, and they all do a different kind of effect here. So what happens if I paint nails here? Yep. And then it changes to whatever these stats are. Top level magic attack can set enemies on fire. So you have to also keep in mind what nails you have. This really is going to have a learning curve to it. It's going to take some time to get used to all this stuff here. So another thing here, the resources. The resources are just everything you pick up in the world. Like this here, this is how you heal. And this is just for, wait, firewood. Press and hold to camp. Okay, you can camp. Interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. You pick all this stuff up in the world or from enemies, and you just move on until you find a place to craft, and then you upgrade your cloaks, you upgrade your... I don't know if you can upgrade nails, I'm not sure, but I know you can upgrade the cloaks. And then you have the archive. The archive is, well, everything you've picked up, the equipment, all of it, and it looks like... oh, okay. It looks like it has lore attached to all of these, which is pretty fucking good. The resources here have their own lore attached to them too. You can read all this stuff here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the enemy section here. You can actually view all of the stats of the enemies you fought, or maybe scanned. I don't know if you have to scan the enemies first to view all this information. I'm not sure, but you can view their health, You can view their attack, magic vulnerabilities, experience, items dropped, height, weight, and then you have the lore behind every enemy that you run into, which is really fucking good. That really does add to the game. That's good. I like shit like this. I love reading up on the enemies I've fought. And now here's the one that I really want to know more about is the world. The world section just, well, it gives you lore about the world. That's really what this is, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stuff here. There's also tutorials. The tutorials will tell you how to play the game. It gives you everything. So, you know, if you ever forget what's going on, you could just view all of this and it'll tell you. Then you have the statistics menu and it tells you everything. Like your total playtime, experience, battle ranking, cloaks acquired, all the stuff that you pick up, it looks like, just to keep track of what you've done. And I don't know if there's going to be trophies associated with it, but there might be. Overall, I think the menu is pretty good. Okay, so now you're in one of the safe camps or safe homes or whatever. You can actually craft here. You can upgrade. So let's go here. You can craft your healing potions. So if you go over here to the cloak section, let's go to the red one. You can actually replace any upgrade that's already on here and you can change it to something else at the cost of some resources. And it'll tell you in red, the current effect will be replaced, and you can just say if I wanted to upgrade defense. Bam. Upgraded defense. And now I want to upgrade, let's say, my damage reduced from the cuff blocks. Boom. And you can mix and match all of these up to 3 effects. I don't know if it goes any farther than 3. You can also do this for the necklaces as well. Same thing. You just look at whatever you got. If you want to add something on here, you can. You can just go, hey, let me increase my health. And then let me increase my red magic because that's a little bit lower, right? Boom, there you go. It's that easy. This is the little library here and the spell crafting. This is in the main menu already. It's also here too, I guess, just to add another spot to do it. And then you have your bed here and you can sleep. I don't know. Okay, yeah, rest in order to restore your health. That's what it does. So yeah, if you're low on health, you just want to take a nap. Okay, so the final thing we're going to talk about here are the settings. These are really important to the game. Here's why. We're going to start from the very beginning. And we're gonna go all the way over to gameplay balance. This is a big one. This tells you all the controls on the right, and then on the left, look at this. First setting, difficulty. You can set it to easy, or you can set it all the way to hard. That's not all you can do. You can go on to aim assist, turn it on or off. You can go to spell switching slowdown, either fully pause the game so you can actually, you know, decide what to do and not get hit, or you can go to default, which is slow, or you could just switch it to none, and that's probably for when you master everything in the game and you're just like, I want a challenge, I want to suffer. So damage received, this is a huge one. As it says, adjust how much damage Frey takes in battle. This is big because significantly decreased, decreased, default, increased, or significantly increased. I don't know how much damage you're going to be taking in this game, but significantly increased and increased sound incredibly difficult to deal with. I'm going to leave it on default because I already have it set to hard, because hard mode is kind of difficult. These enemies are aggressive, which is good. The next thing we're going to talk about is the stamina recovery speed. Couldn't believe it, but you can make the stamina recover fast or very fast. So I don't know how fast it recovers. Let me actually test it out. Oh, okay. Hold on. That's immediate. Very fast is immediate. You can automatically use your healing items. I set that to off because I like to manually do that. Enemy knockdown time, you can change that to extended knockdown time so you can finish them off. That's, again, insane. Automatic support spell switching. So you can turn that on, and any spells, it says here, you automatically switch to support spells that aren't currently subject to cooldown. That's pretty fucking cool too. And then auto evasion. If you just don't want to deal with evading, she'll just evade. That's really busted. So yeah, the gameplay balance. You could either make this game incredibly challenging or you could make yourself a god. That's really fucking cool for a game like this. I really do appreciate shit like that. Okay, so the control settings. This is kind of self-explanatory. Your controls, your left stick, your right stick sensitivity, all that kind of stuff. Let's just go down through the list here too. Confirm button. It's either X or circle because, well, depending on what region you're from, it's either X or circle. So that's pretty cool. Left and right stick sensitivity, I have it a little bit over halfway because I just want my stuff to be really fast so I can, you know, turn the camera and react to what's going on around me, because it looks like there's a lot of stuff going on at once. Horizontal camera movement, either normal or reversed, the typical thing in games. Rotation speed, The higher the number, the more quickly the camera will turn. I have that set to the same setting. Then you have your automatic camera adjustment. Then you have camera shake. I turn it to off. And then the last two options here, you have wireless controller vibration. I have that set to on. And then I have the trigger effect intensity set to high. It just feels good to use spells and feel the triggers moving around when you do that. So your display settings, you know, you got your text, your voice language, image quality. So you have performance for 60 frames, you have your ray tracing, then you have your quality focus. I haven't used quality or ray tracing because I didn't like the 30 frames per second. So I just switched to performance and it's so much better in performance. Then you have your 120 hertz display, motion blur. I have it set to off usually. On, there's not too much of a difference. It's a slight blur, but it's not too distracting when you're playing. All right, so now you have your color filter settings. And this one, you can change it to grayscale. You can change it to red, green. You got green, red, and then you have blue, yellow. That's pretty cool, but I'm gonna leave it on off because that purple is, whoa, I don't like that. So here's your sound settings. You got your wireless controller voice playback, master volume, music, sound, voice, and then wireless controller volume. Your typical settings in the PlayStation 5 game. Okay, accessibility settings. This is the most important menu setting in the game, all right? Because no one likes the dialogue, right? No one likes Frey and the cuff speaking. You can change that here. So they already have us covered with this. They paid attention, all right? So the world settings first. Automatic item gathering. Let's set that to on. I didn't have it on before. Automatic lock picking. You can turn that on or off, so you don't have to do the lock picking puzzles, and that's cool. I'm gonna set the off because I like to do that shit. Map icon size. You can leave it on standard or large. Highlight nearby characters. You can turn that on or off. Now you got spell switching menu display. You can either hold it or you can toggle it. Oh my god, I didn't even know that was in there. Okay, so now you have your magic parkour sprinting. By default, it says trigger by holding left stick and circle in any direction, and it continues until the effect wears off. But if you go to toggle, it says it'll trigger by holding the button down, but this time you use L3 to end the effect early. So you can, I guess, hold it down and then let Frey run as long as she wants and then cancel it with L3. That's pretty good. If that's how that works, that's cool. And then you have the leap and soar controls. Move toward the wall while in mid-air, and then semi-auto. Move towards a wall using the left stick while performing magic parkour to leap, soar automatically. So you can do all this automatically if you really want to. Okay, so for your sprint button, you can either make it be L3, or you could have it be L3 or circle. This is the most important piece. You ready? Cuff settings. Cuff compass. You can have that set on. Choose whether or not to enable Cuff's ability to guide you to your destination. Then you have compass visibility. Adjust the visibility of the compass feature. But now the most important part, Cuff chat frequency. It's set to minimal right now, and you actually hear the difference. They don't talk a lot. They don't talk at all. It adjusts how often Frey and the Cuff speak to one another. Minimal just means that you'll hear dialogue required to advance the story. That's it. Okay, so menu settings. We have the HUD size here set to large. I only set it to large because by default it was really tiny, and even in large it's still too small in my opinion. I hope they can update that and make it like an extra large version of it. It's just hard to see. HUD position. I have it set to default, and I guess corner is the other option. I'm not sure where corner puts it. Okay, so battle ranking info display. So when you're done fighting an enemy, it'll tell you the stats, the full stats. I have it set to full because I like to see all the numbers. Spellcraft challenge display here is set to on. I don't know what Spellcraft challenges are, but whatever they are, I have it set to on. Then you have your attack hint display, and I have that set to on as well. So when you see this marker pointing to the left or right or behind you and it's like glowing, that's telling you that there's an attack coming at you, and I guess it's just to turn it on or off. The subtitle set to on. I have the subtitle set to large. The subtitle background, you can change it to opaque, semi-transparent, or off. Speaker name, I have it set to on just so you know who's talking. And then you have units of measurement, either imperial or metric, your typical stuff. And so the last thing we're gonna go over here is the photo mode. This is good. I like this, and I don't know what this thing is. What the hell? Anyway, the photo mode is nice. So you get to zoom in and zoom out and just look at how pretty the game looks and take photos. All right, so that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. That'd be awesome. Subscribe if you're new too. That would be fucking amazing. Leave a comment down below. I want to know what people think about this demo because I like it, but I know there's people that do not like this game. I want to know the good, the bad. What do you think? Also, if you could just share the video around, that'd be much appreciated. That helps the channel, helps this video. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.